Hello everyone. Today we will watch a short retelling of the film A Quiet Place. The film takes place in a post-apocalyptic world in which people are almost exterminated by bloodthirsty, spider-like monsters. These monsters are completely blind, but have acute hearing, thanks to which, having heard the victim, they quickly overtake and kill her. A married couple of farmers, Evelyn and her husband Lee, are trying their best to survive in a new environment where no sounds can be made. They walk barefoot, at home they step only on non-squeaky floors, and in communicating with each other, they most often use sign language. There are 3 children in the family: daughter Reagan, who is deaf from birth, sons Marcus and Bo. It is not always easy for children to understand that it is important not to make noise. One day, during a trip to a dilapidated city, where the family is stocking up on food and everything necessary, Bo wants to take a battery-powered toy with him, a spaceship. His father forbids him to take a toy that can make loud noises. However, Reagan gives the ship to Bo, who, unbeknownst to her, inserts the batteries taken out by her father into it. On the way home through the forest, the toy in Bo's hands begins to make sounds that immediately attract a monster that kills and drags the boy away. A little more than a year passes. Evelyn is pregnant and is due to give birth soon. Reagan still blames herself for her brother's death and believes that her father is cold to her. Meanwhile, Lee will equip a basement with sound insulation in the house, where it will be possible to talk and where monsters will not hear the baby's screams. He is also constantly improving his hearing aid, which will help Reagan gain hearing. One day, Lee goes fishing with Marcus, and Evelyn stays with Reagan. Reagan wants to leave the house and, after packing up, heads to Bo's grave on the bridge. Meanwhile, Evelyn is doing laundry and feels that her water has broken and contractions have begun. Going down to the basement, she steps on a nail and drops the photo frame. The sound of the impact attracts a monster that climbs into the house. Lee, and Marcus is fishing. The father teaches his son not to be afraid to speak when there are other, louder sounds nearby, for example, a waterfall. On the way back, they meet an old man whose wife was killed by monsters. The old man screams out of desperation, which attracts the monster that kills him. This delays Lee and Marcus, who return home only at dark, seeing that Evelyn has lit red lights near the house, meaning alarm. The father sends Marcus to launch a salute to distract the monster. Lee himself sneaks into the house, where he finds Evelyn, who miraculously escaped death, and a newborn boy. Seeing the fireworks, Reagan runs back to the house, on the way to the cornfield, bumping into Marcus. However, monsters are walking around, and children climb the tower with grain. Marcus accidentally falls inside the tower and almost drowns in the grain. Reagan jumps after him to save him, and soon a monster sneaks in there too. As the monster approaches, Reagan feels the sound amplify in her hearing aid. And suddenly the monster runs away. Meanwhile, Lee goes in search of the children. Evelyn spends some time in a dream, but suddenly realizes that the basement is flooded with water from a pipe damaged by a monster, and besides, one of the monsters is nearby in the basement. She barely gets out of the basement when the monster runs away to the sounds from the tower. After getting out of the grain and out of the tower, the children run to the house, meeting Lee on the way, but a monster attacks them. The children climb into the car, and the wounded father screams, distracting the monster, and dies. The children get home and, together with Evelyn and the baby, hide in Lee's workshop. When the monster, hearing the baby crying, goes there, Reagan realizes that the monsters are negatively affected by the sound amplified by her hearing aid. She brings her phone to the microphone and the monster can't stand the sound, falls. And then, Evelyn kills him with a gun. The surveillance screens show that 2 more monsters are rushing to the house. Evelyn and Reagan are preparing to fight them. That's how this movie ends. Thank you for watching. If you liked the retelling, put likes and subscribe. Soon there will be many videos on the channel. See you later.